Dan, we're looking at things unfold right now in Minnesota, and there's a few things we want to talk about. You know, just at the time we recorded this, yesterday was the storming into the church. They just rushed in and started chanting and yelling, and there was this boldness, this aggressiveness that came through that. You see a clip of it we're playing right here, right now for y'all. If you haven't seen this yet, it's all over the news, and so we've got the concern that this is a violation of the FACE Act, according to some, and there will be charges and prosecution and this and that. And it looks very well like something should be done there in that respect. But we always like to look at things in a little different perspective here, rather than just looking at, well, this violated a law. They broke a law here or there. Yes, so true. In many ways, these things are happening in the world, but there's a spiritual thing going on behind the scenes, and let's add to that this clip right here. Let's watch this, and then we'll get back to it.
Hi there, this is Sharon Duffing at the Minnesota State Capitol. It is Friday, April 4th, 2025, and I'm here to double check on what everybody's been talking about on social media, is this plaque in honor of our governor, Tim Walz, and it is from people that are supportive of his efforts, and there it is. Right here in the East Hall, lower level. And it reads, the Democratic Coalition of Satan Worshippers thanks Governor Tim Walz for not standing in the way of spreading Satanism in the state capitol building. Satan has a special place for you. And that's what it says.
So you've got a plaque given to Governor Walz by this group, the Socialist Satanist group, and they're saying at the end of the plaque, at the bottom, it says right there that Satan has a special place for you. What does this do? I mean, talk about spirit of Antichrist in relation to what's going on in Minnesota, for example. Now, obviously, we're not judging hearts and souls here. That's entirely up to God. But there are things that are happening here when you've got a picture of a Baphomet and a plaque that's got this on it, given to the governor, and it's openly displayed, at least at the time this was recorded 9 months ago, roughly, is that the clip that we just saw took place. This is something, and I talked to a good friend of mine from the Minnesota area, and he said, yeah, we've known for a long time that this sort of stuff has been going on. It hasn't been very widespread in the press, but it has come out in the news in the Minnesota area. We've got a real diabolical sort of aggression going on here that looks very much like, as has been described, this apostasy, this rebellion, this rejection of God, this spirit of being antichrist. Could you kind of break all this down for us and what we see happening in Minnesota as an example? Because it's not just Minnesota, of course, but this is clearly what's in the news and what's drawing our attention right now.
Yeah, I think we're seeing this obviously worldwide, even in Iran and other parts of the world where there's discord and social discord. We have to understand the diabolic can create nothing. The devil can create nothing. Only God creates. Only God can create out of nothing. The devil can only manipulate, mimic, and distort what God has created. One of the titles of the devil and the rite of exorcism is the fomenter of discord. And just as we know through the litany of the saints, or the litany of Loretto, or the litany of Saint Joseph, that certain titles evoke certain images and evoke certain meanings. They signify something else. Even the titles of God, the divine warrior, the jealous God, the divine bridegroom who is jealous and demands fidelity from his people, covenant fidelity. Jesus Christ, Emmanuel, the name Jesus, God saves. So all these titles of God mean things. And so this title for the devil, fomento of discord, I think is one of the principal agency through which the devil is working right now. And we're seeing that discord both in the church and in society at large, because this is what he does. He foments discord.
Dan, that image of that plaque in the Capitol, is that something that you would refer to as a portal then for Satan, easy access?
I think it would. A portal usually involves ritual. So technically speaking, it would just more be a permission, unless they performed. They most likely
Okay.
did perform a ritual there. A portal is generally something that's a ritually through a satanic ritual would open up a portal or opening to hell to allow demons to enter in. Albuquerque, New Mexico, partial birth abortion capital of the world. I mean, I don't know how you could not see that as, in some level, opening up a portal to hell and creating all sorts of problems, social problems and otherwise. So yeah, that's something like that. If it's not technically a portal, it would definitely be something where the demon would say, "This is a permission. I have the right to be here because I've been given permission here. Here's my plaque. It's sitting on the wall. Your government allowed me here, and we want to thank you for that." And that's kind of how the demon sees it. Yeah, thank you, Governor Walz, for letting us in, and we, from the bottom of our hearts, you've done everything. You've done a better job than we could have done. That's kind of what they're saying. And now that you've opened up the door, we're going to hang around for a while, and we're going to continue to foment discord in your city, thanks to you and your leadership. That's the way
It
the
seems
government.
like that's a blatant image, with that
Yeah.
plaque, and it says right on there, "Thanks for helping us." I don't know, I don't have it in front of me, but to bring Satanism into the capital, and but isn't it kind of a metaphor to what's going on in the culture? I mean, how have we given permission as a culture to
Yeah.
allow the spirit of the Antichrist to come in?